So, all right, guys, we got to get this one right. On three, we're going to say, welcome back to Extraordinary Thoughts for on their mind. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to Minds.
And we back.
That'll work right there.
Yeah.
And we back. And we
Yeah.
back. And we back. And we
Y'all did y'all best. And that's all that matters.
What's going on, everybody? It's that Ordinary Podcast with the Extraordinary Thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. I'm your host, Demetrius Thickpen, and welcome back to another episode of Extraordinary Thoughts for the Ordinary Mind. Now, it's clear as day that this coronavirus, COVID-19, Rona, whatever we calling it, is for real. Now, when we shut down for season 2, that's when it was just kicking up. Like, all the toilet paper was gone. The grocery stores had been raided. And I thought that it was just a phase that was going to pass. And I mean, yeah, it is going to be a phase. I just didn't know that it was going to be taking a little bit longer. I didn't know I was going to be going into season 3 still dealing with this. So one thing that I have to say is if you are not essential personnel, you have probably been quarantined. And, shout out to everybody that's essential personnel that still has to go to work throughout all this madness. I know that you're happy about like the no traffic, down the highways. I know it has definitely been an inconvenience. But throughout it all, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably haven't been hearing what I've been saying about it. But what have you been doing? And I don't mean that in the sense of like attacking, like you should be doing something. And when I first did it, I did say that though. Like I was like, you should be capitalizing on this time that you have right now to unlock another skill. You're driving to a job that you don't want for money that you need. And all of that's true. All of that is very true. But my perspective definitely changed. And I was so happy that I wasn't recording when my perspective changed. And I say that in this sense right here. I was going through Facebook and it was a young man. He had posted something. And what he had posted, he was talking about, being an entrepreneur, capitalizing on the time that you have right now, starting a new business, doing X, Y, and Z. And I felt it. I agreed. I was like, yeah, that's something that you definitely should be doing. Like you should be doing all of that. And then as I went through his comments, it was a young lady and she said, this time that we got right now, it's already stressful and I just don't need that extra stress of learning a new skill and becoming this or worrying about that. And I really sat back and I was like, dang, like, what? Like what? And I made peace with, some people are here to change the world and others are here to help the world, help that person change the world. Like some people are here to create something that's going to change the way we see things. Other people are here to help us create that thing that's going to change the way we see things. That's just it. And it's the same way some people are made to be in leadership positions. Some people aren't made to be in leadership positions. And I applaud her transparency. But I really sat back again and I read it again. And she did have a point. She did have a point. And I say that because throughout this episode, one thing that I want you to understand while we talk about quarantine and the things that you could be doing is that relaxation is key. Recharging is key. I mean, yes, you're going to refocus. Yes, you're going to attack. But every single day, Monday through Friday, and sometimes even on the weekends for most, for some, but you wake up around, I'll say about like 6 o'clock in the morning. You go to work. Go to work all day. By the time you come home, it's probably about 4 p.m., 5 p.m. First thing that you got to do is start to unwind, shut down. And you only got about 2-3 hours to do that. Add kids into the equation. You getting dinner ready. You getting them ready for school. You prepping yourself for tomorrow. You doing all of this X, Y, and Z stuff. By the time that you shut down, it's about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You about to go to sleep. And that pattern continues from Monday all the way to Friday. And Friday is the only time that you get to actually unwind. That's the only time that you get to unwind. And really, it's only 2 days. No, let me take that back. It's only a day, Saturday. That's the only time you really get to unwind and finally relax. Once again, if you got kids, you never have a time to relax. You never have a time to relax. So I really understand why that young lady, she said, I want to relax. I want to relax. I don't want to worry about learning a new skill right now. I don't want to worry about starting a new business. I understand because sometimes it's best, sometimes the best thing for you is to relax. And say I'm lying. Military personnel, you go on leave. What's the first thing that you want to do? Relax. Especially if you ain't going nowhere. You just going back to your room. It feel good to wake up at about 9 o'clock in the day. It feel good to wake up around 11 o'clock in the afternoon. It feel good. Now, yes. We can attack each other and say that if you on California, people are already on the East Coast, already been up tackling the day. Yes, I understand. But it feels so good to finally just relax, to recharge your battery. I mean, how can you even begin to learn a new skill? How can you even begin to start attacking a new thing in your life? How can you begin to unlock yourself if you are already tired before you even get to the door? So with that being said, if you are on quarantine, and I'm pretty sure you have probably already done this and you probably extinguished it, but relax. Give yourself some time to just decompress from all the things that's been going on. Don't run to the store and stand in the lines. Don't do this. You know, give yourself some time to relax. And that relaxation could be anything, whether that's reading a book, whether that's playing the game for a couple of hours, whether that's just you sitting on the couch with some music playing, you drinking your favorite glass of wine. I don't care what time it is during the day, but you relax and you ain't got nothing but time anyway. I mean, let's just be frank here. This could not have happened at such a better time. Because when you really look at it, we were already set up to work till we were about 60. And by the time that we were 60, that's when we get the chance to finally, quote unquote, relax. Here we are now in our youth, and we get a chance to recharge our batteries. And I say it's so important to finally recharge your battery, because when you get a chance to finally recharge your battery, that's when you can get the clarity. That's when you can get the focus. That's when you have the energy to be able to do the other things that you definitely should be doing. So if you're not going to do anything, relax. And I say relax for about, 3 days. 3 days. And I say relax for about 3 days because let's not turn to couch potatoes. All right, let's not turn into the humans on Wall-E, where they was just sitting on the couch, watching TV, eating food through a straw, just gaining weight and all of that other craziness. Let's not get into that type of habit. I tell you to relax for those couple of days because 1, that's more than enough time for you to recharge. 2, if you haven't felt it already, and I'm pretty sure you have already started to feel it, you're probably going stir crazy. And when I say stir crazy, you've probably been in your house, walked around the house all the time. There ain't no more places that you can clean. There's no more, you're going through all your social media. You done finally reached the end of it that says that you have seen everything. You Googling all type of crazy stuff. So them 3 days is more than enough for you and your body. So now with that, this is the time where you refocus. And when I say refocus, this is the time where you relearn yourself. And a lot of times we don't have that opportunity to relearn ourselves. Some of us have talents that could change the face of how we see things. Extraordinary talents. But because we believe that our talents didn't make any money, but because we had other priorities going on, our talents, our hobbies, they took the back seat. And you've heard me say it. Our passions, our dreams, our aspirations, they live in the back seat. We said that before. This is the perfect time for you to finally tap back into yourself. Fine-tune your passions. Fine-tune your hobbies. If you can paint, go ahead, pull out your old canvas, blow the dust off the paintbrushes, and start painting. If you edit videos, go ahead, open your laptop up. Go ahead, create a video, edit it. Whatever your hobby was, fine-tune it. Because look, I don't want to add any pressure on you, but everything makes money, okay? I'll say that again. Everything makes money. Prior to this coronavirus, there was dog walkers that were making 6 figures, okay? This is the perfect time for you to go ahead, even if you don't want to monetize it, this is the perfect time for you to fine-tune it. That's it. Speaking of fine-tune, let's go ahead and fine-tune us. See, we tend to neglect ourselves. And let me rephrase that. We don't show up for ourselves. We never do. We show up on time for our jobs. We always say to other people that I'm here if you need me. We always say, if you need anything, call me. But we won't say that to ourselves. We don't be upfront with ourselves. We don't show up to ourselves. That's the last person. That, just like our hobbies, that person never takes priority. And then we always wonder how we keep encountering the exact same problems over and over. One thing that I keep saying is that things happen on purpose for a purpose. This is a purpose for you. Now, whether or not you're going to start a new business or do this or X, Y, and Z, that don't matter. But what you definitely going to do is finally heal. Okay? Because on the weekends after you got off work, you was burning sage and pulling your tarot cards out and playing your favorite music with your wine and all that other craziness. But the problem is that you was never addressing your problems. So all of that negative energy that you thought you was getting out, that ain't going nowhere. It never went anywhere because the negative energy was you. This is the perfect time where you ask yourself, as you came out of a bad relationship, what is it that I like? Let me phrase that, because I always say you deserve more. And the question is what more is? But the answer to that is that life has already taught you what more is. Imagine this right here. You taking a test. The teacher show you the test that the last person took. And you can see all the answers that they did right and all the answers that they did wrong. How are you going to handle it? Because does it make sense to do the exact same thing that the person that took the test prior to you did? Because now you know the answers. You know the answers of what they did right and what they did wrong. It will only make sense to go ahead and make sure that all your answers are not right because you know what was wrong. Life gave you the test. You may have failed it, but you still have the test. You know what was wrong. So go ahead, look over the test again. And this time, learn the material. Review the tape. Because now, when that test comes back up again, right? When it comes back up again, you ain't stressed out. You ain't worried about a line that's about to get crossed because you already drew the line because you already know the answers to the test. You already know what type of person you looking for. And if that person don't meet the criteria, then that ain't the person for you. Ain't no more ups and downs and M. Night Shyamalan twist. You already seen the movie. You know what's about to happen. This is the perfect time where you ask yourself, what more in life do I want? Because you have already experienced everything up until now. So you know exactly what you want out of life. You just keep ignoring it. And I say we keep ignoring it because one thing that I have learned throughout this entire quarantine is that my intuition is right. And I just told you, life will show you the answers to something. You may take a test and fail that test, but I can assure you that exact same test gonna happen again later. And your intuition is the thing right there that will let you know if you are about to make the wrong decision. It will let you know. But we always ignore our intuition. And I might feel like I'm getting a little off track with this, but this is definitely something I need to tell people. Your intuition is right. That gut feeling is right. You're not tripping. You are not tripping. But the problem is that we get this spider sense tingling. We get this nudge in our stomach, but we never acknowledge it. What we do is that we'll go to somebody else and we will ask them this. Hey, what do you think about this situation? Hey, read this. Let me know if I'm tripping. Hey, I'm going to tell you something. You just let me know if I'm tripping. You ain't tripping because it wouldn't bother you. It would not be bothering you as much as it did if you were tripping. You ain't reading too deep into something. Because I'm going to say it again. It wouldn't bother you the way that it is bothering you right now if you were. Okay? So with that being said, your intuition was right. Fine tune who you are so that way you won't make the exact same mistake again. Now, moving on. Your family. Okay? And I done said this so many times. But your family. Just like how we go to work all day and barely even have enough time to eat dinner and go to sleep, you barely even have enough time to spend time with your family because you at work all day. By the time you come home, you about got like an hour to eat dinner and then catch up on the day. That's with your kids. That's with your spouse. And then once again, on the weekends, you ain't trying to deal with nobody because you want to relax. Now, if you a parent, obviously you ain't relaxing on anything. You know, if you a parent, them kids ain't really going nowhere. You gonna have them on the weekends. But if you a parent, I'm just gonna go ahead and just say this, parent to parent. The school know more about your kid than you do. Your mama, who be watching your kid on the weekends, know more about them than you. The CDC know more about your child than you do. And I don't say that as a jab. I don't say that. I say that because you are gone 10 hours of the day. And anybody that's ever been to school, you know better than I do that we act a completely different way than what our parents see us. Them teachers see us for who we really are when our parents ain't around. We on our best behavior. This is the reason, this right here, and I'm pretty sure there's a parent that's losing patience with their kids because you don't really know them. There's a spouse right now, y'all bickering back and forth because y'all ain't really spent time together. This is the perfect time for you to finally fine-tune the issues that are going on in your family. And when I say fine-tune the issues that are going on, there may or may not be any issues going on. But I can tell you this, though. This is the perfect opportunity for you to go ahead and bond with your spouse or your significant other again. This is the perfect opportunity to go back to those early stages when you used to date them. Because y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all going to be spending time with each other anyway. Ask them things. Ask them how they feel on certain situations again. Learn them over again. Even if it's to sit down with each other and watch Netflix. Go ahead and spend that time because you don't know when you're going to get this type of time with them again. You don't know when y'all going to go back to work. So go ahead and spend that time together. Two things should really happen after this quarantine. Either A, y'all getting a divorce, or B, y'all done had another baby. You know, and I say that not in the, you know, I say that because either A, y'all have finally realized that, you know what, we better off just friends or just separated because of the X, Y, and Z situations that we have going on. We just two different people and we just finally realized it. Or B, y'all have realized so much more about each other that it was just so intoxicating that y'all have fallen in love and now y'all got another kid on the way. With your family, with your kids, you should be by far one of the best parents that you have ever had. You should be the best parent because you are spending nothing but time with your kids. This is like, damn, I wish I could have got quarantined with my dad. You know, like it's one of those type of situations. You should be playing the game with your kids. You should be cleaning up with your kids. Don't be just sending them to their room to clean. I know that your kid's bad. You running low on patience, but spend time with them. And once again, you know, I really just want to close with this. One of the things that I definitely have been doing, you know, obviously I have finished the first draft of the book and we're working into the second half where I changed this, that, and the third. So stay tuned for 10 Extraordinary Thoughts from an Ordinary Mind. That's going to come out. But I have definitely focused on self-mastery. And I really wanted to say that because if you're not going to do anything, like, look, everybody ain't meant to be no entrepreneur. And I know we get pressured on that throughout social media. Own your own business. They don't need us. We need, you know, we don't need them. They need us. You know, be woke, X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I get it. But once again, some of us is running on E. Some of us don't even know ourselves. Some of us ain't had a conversation with ourselves to find out what was ticking in a long time. Some of us, the oil light been on in there, but we worried about everybody else's car. So if you're not going to do anything during this quarantine, take time to master yourself. Because if you can't master yourself, I can assure you somebody else is going to master you for you. So if you're going to do anything during this quarantine, come back stronger, better. And with that being said, that's how you start off a new season of Extraordinary Thoughts from the Ordinary Mind. And with that being said, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed making it. Stay tuned Mondays and Fridays. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Once again, that is Meech Speaks. Meech is spelled M-E-E-C-H. Stay hungry, stay motivated. I'm out.